All right, we're live here. Money Grows on Trees Facebook members, YouTube. There's also to our Facebook page. My name is Lloyd Ross, and I'm here to introduce to you Torina Wells, who is one of our 5 Steps to Millions students, and she's given up her time today to come and share some of her success with us from the Millionaire Mentorship program that we have. So, what's up, T?
Yeah, hey, how you going? Thanks for
Great.
having me.
Right. Thanks for jumping on. Appreciate it. First time on StreamYard, right?
Yeah, very first.
How many of these have you done before?
None.
Okay, great. You're doing so good. Well done. That's all part of the growth journey. You can only grow your income to the extent you grow yourself. So
Yep.
this is part of the journey, right? So hey, thanks for jumping on. Just wanted to get a bit of an idea from you, some of the successes you've had in our mentorship program around
Yep.
money and finance and mindset and so forth. How long have you been in the 5 Steps to Millions program?
It's been about 7 months.
Okay, awesome. 7
Yeah.
months. Okay. So before I dig into your amazing results so far, tell me, take a step back and take a step back to what life was like before you started. Can you give us a bit of an idea of what life was like before you
Yeah,
jumped?
well, before I heard about you, I'd was in I'm a single mum, so I was in a stressful financial position. Um, you know, um, I was worried about my future and the future of my kids, because I had my single income, and I knew that it was like the way it was earning money wasn't going to get me to the financial security that I wanted for me and my kids. So it was a bit stressful, a bit nerve wracking. I've spent the last 4 years trying to work towards. I learned how to, budget and save money and stop spending money. But then I got to a point where I was like, well, okay, I've got that under control, but now I want more. Now
Okay.
I need to learn how to earn more money. I need to learn what's the next step. I know there's ways to make more money, but how do
Hmm.
I do it?
Okay.
So yeah, that's where I was before, a bit
Great.
frazzled and a bit frustrated.
Yeah. I still remember our first discovery call that we did, because has gone fast. So
Yeah.
you jumped in and read the book Money Grows on Trees, was it, or was it Money Buys
Yeah.
Happiness?
No, it was Money Grows on Trees.
Okay.
Yeah, so I found that. I was scrolling through Facebook, found that.
Yeah.
And it was the best financial book that I had read, because I had read The Barefoot Investor, and I'd found another financial advisor, Mel Brown, and I'd read her 2 books. Both books were very long. They had fabulous information in it, but they were just very long, and it was hard for me to, like, I'd read a couple of pages and fall asleep, um, which wasn't good. But when I read Money Grows on Trees, I just read it all in one go. Like,
Okay. Great.
it was straight to the point. It was easy to read, and yeah, I didn't fall asleep.
Yeah,
So
short enough where you don't fall asleep. I can get you in one sitting, 4 hours
yeah,
in a
yeah.
day. Yeah,
And
that's
it
good.
was, and because it was um good information, like it was information that I could um understand easily, and
Okay.
it explained a way to look at money and look at investing and look at what I was interested in a way that I could understand, and that I read it and thought, oh, I can do that, like that I
Great.
can do.
Okay.
So
Cool.
yeah.
That's good news. That's great
Yeah.
news. Well, and you got to the end of that and you were like, "Well, I'm gonna go do this." But then what was it? What happened, or what made you decide to make a change to actually work with me for the 12 months in the mentorship? What did you feel you needed or that was gonna give you?
um well, to be honest, I read the Money Grows on Trees, and then I got the emails for the free chat with you.
Mhm.
Um, and like I looked into the mentorship program a bit more, and I did a bit more research and found out that, I needed a certain amount of money to make it work. And I was like, oh, I'm just missing that mark. Like, okay, right, I need to start saving some more money so that I can, so every time I got the email, or I got saying, book in your call, book in your call, I was like, okay, I'll do it later. Yep, I'll do it later. And then
Yeah.
one day someone just rang me, and she was like, hi, I'm here from Lloyd Ross. I was like, oh, hi. I was like, okay. And I told her the story, and she said, look, just chat with Lloyd. She was like, I'll put you through, have a chat with him, see if he might be able to work something out for you. And I was like, oh, okay, why not? Let's go.
Why did you want to do it?
Why? Because after reading Money Grows on Trees, I thought, and seeing that was possible. Actually, what I did, I jumped on the Money Grows on Trees Facebook group. And then I went through everything that was on there. And I think I watched one call similar to this that you had with, it was another single mum in England, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I watched that and I was like listening to her and then she said, saw her success. And then she said, when she first heard about you, she binged all of your podcasts. So I was like, okay, right, podcasts. There we go. So binged all the podcasts on my morning walks. And I was like, oh, so many times people would have seen me and thought, what is this girl on? Because I'm walking, I'm like, oh, yes. Oh my God, yes. So once I did that, I was like, oh, I need to get onto this program. And I think I'd listened to one of the podcasts about mentorship.
Sure.
And the value of mentorship. So I was like, okay, right, like, what am I going to lose?
Well,
Why not give it a go?
What did you feel you were missing in your journey that you didn't have that I could have given you?
Well, to be honest, one of the main things I wanted to learn about was how to invest in shares.
Okay.
That was, that I think that was the extent of my financial knowledge, was that if I start investing in shares, my life's, just get him to teach me how to do that.
Yeah.
And I think that was
the
the
impetus.
first step. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Okay,
it.
cool.
Yeah.
And so since in the last 7 months, just give us a bit of a rundown of some of the things you've achieved so far in the program.
Okay. How much time do we have? No. Well,
You have unlimited time, but
limited.
bullet points.
No, I think one of the biggest things was my mindset around money.
What
I
do you
didn't
mean by that?
realize. Well, I didn't realize until I read the book when I read Money Buys Happiness, and
Yep.
the big section on mindset,
Yep.
and where my limiting beliefs were. Like
Yep.
I'd had a broke mindset,
Uh-huh.
and just resetting my mindset about what I can achieve, or what is possible when you have the right mindset. Because I realized before I was sabotaging myself with a
Yep.
lot of things, and I realized I had a fear of, I think it was fear of responsibility. So I didn't want to take things on because I was like, oh, what if it gets too big and I can't cope and I can't handle it?
Yes.
So I'll just stop and I'll leave it. Yeah. So I had a lot of that. Also, I learnt about building skills instead of building qualifications.
Yes. Good one.
I'd always thought, like, at the time that I signed up to this, I had also was thinking about signing up to a course through work. And I thought, well, if I get this course and I get this qualification, then I can be paid more at work.
Yeah.
But there wasn't any guarantee that I was actually going to be paid more.
Yeah.
It was just, and it was going to cost a lot of money and take a lot of time out of being with my family.
Yep.
But learning how to build skills instead of getting qualifications was a big shift.
Your resume. Yep. There you go.
Yeah. So that was a big shift. The other thing was having goals and having a vision board. And I think that helped me find direction and clarity. Like, I think clarity has been a big word for me lately. It's just big word in my vocabulary lately. It's just, there were so many things that I wanted to do and wanted to achieve, but I didn't know how to do it, or I had just too many things that I wanted to do. So when I actually sat down and planned out my vision board and what I wanted to do, and then broke those down into goals, and I was like, okay, right, now I can see where I want to go.
Right.
And also with the vision board was learning to align that with my values
Yes.
to make it more, just make it.
To internally motivate you?
Well, yeah, internally motivate me, but also to have me on the right track, because I've had these other things that I thought I wanted to do, but it was gonna, take a lot of motivation. Whereas when I aligned things with my values, it was like, yeah, I just want to do that. No one
Yeah.
has to motivate me. I actually
Yeah,
want to
you can
do
do
it.
it spontaneously. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
then, like mindset wise, that was those things, but actually, like money achievements, I've invested in shares.
Great.
I've started a side hustle.
Great.
Um,
You
and
got paid,
about
you got
to,
paid, you got paid from a side hustle too, right?
yeah. I got
Good.
paid from that. I got paid dividends from my shares. So I
Great.
got earned money while I was sleeping, which I thought was
Great.
fabulous.
A
um,
fun feeling.
yeah, it was great. And then started my side hustle, got paid from that. Um, got paid from that, but also just met some amazing people, and I've learnt huge life-changing things.
Yeah.
So that's been awesome. And about to start a business by myself and with a
You
friend.
started a business.
So yeah, I've started
And
it.
and tell everyone who you started it with. You don't have to name names, but you started it through someone.
Oh
Who
yeah,
did
I started it. So I've through the 5 steps to millions, I've been connected with somebody else, and we're starting a business together.
There you go.
So so there's been valuable money lessons and money, like financial growth, but the people that I've been able to connect with has been huge. Like the community part of it has been really awesome. And yeah, the things that I'm learning, it's just, this has been a big year.
Yeah. You've done so well though, and in only 7 months. I mean, I just feel like your confidence has grown so much since that first initial call we did. Would you
Yeah,
agree?
100%. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
really think it has. And you've had some wonderful adventures because you've been to Brisbane for an event and Sydney together.
yeah, yeah,
You've been able to catch up together, and you've met some wonderful people. I can see, and I mean, you've obviously created some opportunity for yourself, which is fantastic. You've invested in shares, which is great. Got paid a dividend. But I loved, if you can, for us, there's a moment where I feel mentorship really paid off for you when you had a question about what to do to start a business, and
yeah.
you asked me about it. Do you want to just share that little quick story with everyone, just so they can see the value?
Yeah, actually, so I've had this idea about starting this business for a long time, and it's funny you mentioned confidence, because I never had the confidence to actually think, yeah, I can do it. My family's been pushing me for ages, and I've always just thought, oh no, it's just going to be too hard. It's going to be too difficult. It's going to cost too much money. I don't have the confidence. So through this mentorship, I'm like, I can do it. Why not? You know, why not just give it a go? What's the worst that's going to happen? And I think that came from knowing that I could ask you what to do, or,
Sure.
for advice.
Yeah.
So when I did ask you and say, hey, Lloyd, I want to start this business, but it's going to cost me about, $5,000 to start up. What do you think I should do? And you were like, why 5,000? So, oh, well, I need a new laptop and I need software and I need this and that. And he's like, yeah, but why that much? Just, go try and get a free laptop or get a secondhand one, and just get the software, pay it month by month. And in that, like, 2 minutes, I was like, oh my gosh, I could start this tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just taking down the barriers that I'd placed in front of me, and just saying, you can do it. And so I left there and was on Marketplace trying to find a cheap or free laptop, and then spoke about it in our call, and that's when I connected with Tracy. She
Thank you.
heard 3D modeling, what,
Yeah. Yeah.
and she reached out to me, and
So,
yeah,
aside from the mindset and the money stuff and the investing stuff, it's also setting up the business. Probably save yourself 5 or 6 thousand, plus
yeah,
met the person you can build this business with.
yeah,
And we're only halfway through the program. I mean, imagine what you can do for the next, say, 5 or 6 months before it finishes,
yeah,
right? So that's amazing. And you've started it, and I know you've got your first client, so it's so amazing. You can now make
Yeah.
money. You got the skills, confidence, obviously the network, and you've got a money plan, right? Because you know how to save it, invest it, and it's all looks to me like it's coming together for you, which is so good. So let me ask you this question: what do you love the most about the mentorship program?
I think the biggest thing for me is the accountability. Because a lot of the things that, because we have a call every week, you know, if there's things that I want to do or that I've been wanting to do for a long time, if I've got nobody to hold me accountable, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll do it later or do this
Sure.
later. But because I
Yeah.
know I've got that call and the accountability of the call, but also being around other people that are achieving amazing things
Mm.
and seeing them and their, or like hearing their inspiring stories or, you know, about their hustle or what they're, you know, what they're doing. It's like, oh, this is really exciting, you know, like
Yeah.
it's really exciting watching them achieve things and thinking, oh, okay, I've got to pull my finger out. I've got to go and do
Yeah.
this. So then, you know,
Yeah.
next time I get on the call, I can say, yeah, I've been doing this or I've been doing that
Yeah.
or yeah. So
So do you feel the environment really levels you up because of those
yeah,
things? Yeah, it's
yeah,
cool.
definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I know, like, I think you've mentioned before, it's the 5 people around you that the closest 5 people or your environment, the
You
people
become
that
the
are
5
around you really.
people. Yep, yep.
Yeah,
You do.
yes.
Yeah, your environment's the most
Yeah,
strongest. Yeah, and that's
yeah,
what's
and
happening to you, obviously.
yeah, it's stronger than willpower, you know,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
and yeah, seeing all these other amazing people and what they're able to achieve,
yep,
and it really opened my mind to what I'm able to achieve. So I'm like,
yeah,
right, if they're doing it, you know, like, why
yeah,
can't I do it? Why not? You know,
totally.
why
Yep,
just
and
go make a mess?
that's it. You gotta go make a mess, right? People often ask me, "How do you get into act?" I'm like, "Go make a big mistake." You
Yeah,
know?
and
So,
you know what? For so long, I was scared of making mistakes, and
yeah.
that's one another big thing I've learned is that I like to learn things. I like to do courses. I like to read books, but I
Yeah,
don't actually put any of it into action.
yeah,
And I think that hit me one day while I was in the middle of this. I thought, wow, I'm one of the I just learn stuff and I like,
yeah,
you know, reading stuff and
yeah.
looking at stuff, but I don't actually action it. So I was like, right, let's have some action.
Yes.
And yeah, it's
It's way more fun, isn't the action? It's easier than learning, I think, even sometimes. Well, once you do it, once you take that
once you
first
do
step.
it,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And that's one of the things I've learned is, you know, so what if you stuff up and you make a mess? You learn from
Yep.
that and then you move on.
Correct.
And yeah, and
Great.
that's been
Amazing.
yeah,
Well, you've had
lots
so
of
much success.
uncomfortable
Yeah.
moments.
Yeah, of course, but that's how you grow, and I think everyone wants
Yeah,
to grow. They don't have the accountability for it, or sometimes I don't even know if they're on the right path, you know? So I feel
yeah,
like you now are on the right path, plus you have the confidence and you're executing on the 5 steps that I talk about in Money Buys Happiness, the 5 steps to your first million, which you're doing. So let me ask you this, what would be your advice to someone else, like to others out there, maybe even as, you know, someone like you were?
um, well, I mean, if they could join the mentorship, you know, like
It's a funny question. Read the book, join the membership. It's a bit of a baited
well,
question.
yeah, no, well, read the books, you know, like read Money Grows on Trees, read Money Buys Happiness, and listen to the podcast. If, you know,
Yes.
at least if you start there and, you know, you build like you'll be hooked. So that's all I can say is that, you know, the information is just easy to read, easy to take on, and easy to implement once you've read it. Like, so, and then that'll, you know, help you clarify what it is that you actually want to achieve
Mm,
financially. And
clarity.
then, yeah, like what you want to achieve for yourself, for your family.
Yep.
Because that was my main goal was, you know, financial security for my kids and I.
There you go.
And so, yeah, I'd start there, see how you go, and then, but the mentorship, it's priceless. Like just in the first couple of weeks, the value that it added to my life and the life of my kids, and took a lot of the anxiety that I have around money out of the equation. Um, so
That's good.
if that's something that somebody's looking
Yeah.
for, is that that just take the stress or the pressure off your mind,
Yeah.
then yeah, definitely get into it.
Amazing. That's so good. Wow. I'm so excited for you. So tell us, just to finish up, where do you see yourself going? What are you wanting to achieve now in your money journey?
Oh, whoa. No.
Whoa,
Well,
what
see,
combination?
whoa. Oh, well, that's part of it. No. Well,
Yeah.
see, I currently work in construction. We design and build environmentally sustainable homes. So I want to get into sort of a property development sort of situation where I just do that, but also to help provide housing for single mums,
Okay.
to provide that security, and then teach them about to give them financial security.
Great.
So build that, and then help other single mums kill it.
Yeah. Yeah. Help other
Like,
single moms kill it. That's a good mission. That's a good mission. Yeah.
I just understand the anxiety and the stress
Sure.
around being a single mum,
Yeah.
and it's tough. So if I can help other women do that, find that financial security for themselves, and yeah, we'll
I wish
just
if anyone knows anyone that can help T with this mission, hey, reach out to her there. But she's on Facebook. I'll tag her in the Facebook group. Feel free to add her as a friend, talk to her, chat with her, help her mission if you can. Vice versa, I'm sure she'd help you with your mission. But I gotta tell you, I wish I had recorded that first call, and I wish we could unpack it, because I really feel personally for me, watching your journey, that it was just this absolute confidence booster for you, because it was like that you could almost feel the anxiety through the Zoom.
Yeah.
You
Well,
were
I
kind
think
of
I
timid.
cried. I cried on you a
Yeah,
few times,
yeah,
and
that's okay. Well,
it,
who are you going to turn to sometimes? Like, it's okay if you grow up around certain people and environments, but a lot of people, and I don't mean a lot, I mean most, don't get access to mentorship, don't get access to people
yeah,
that know what they're doing, don't get, especially if you're a single mom, like, in our program, we happen to have a lot of those single moms, they need sort of that environment to step into, to learn. And you've done that. So now you're a walking testimony for those types of women who want to kind of empower themselves financially, which you've done. So you're already on your mission. It's wonderful to see, but hey, you've come so far. I'm excited to see where you're going to go next for the balance of the year in your
yeah,
program. We've still got some time to go. So keep an eye out for Mama T. She's on Facebook, Mama T. Go add her as a friend. And T, hey, thanks for jumping on, spending some time with us. It's
yeah.
awesome.
Thanks for having me.
You betcha. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.